What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, The Logical Dude, with the Logical Trading Academy, and welcome back to another one of my live broadcasts. So I'm just kind of getting these back up and going, so bear with me a little bit. Hopefully, this one's going to be better than the last day. And yeah, we're going to be on a mission today explaining my day trading strategy. So for anybody that may be getting lost out there, stuck, don't know what to do, I'm going to give you the tools that I use that helps guide me through these crazy markets, gives me some edge, and helps me make my daily money. So stay tuned right after the intro. All right, everybody, welcome back. And I'm taking a look at the Bitcoin charts. If you notice, I am on the 1 hour time frame. Okay. Now, I use the full indicator that I created, the Logical Trading Indicator Pro. This is the version 2 indicator that is basically the living version of this indicator. But you can also get the base version of this indicator for free by going to your indicator window here in TradingView. And once you look up the Logical Trading Indicator, you will see it right here. It has 45 boosts. I would greatly appreciate a boost on this as I'm trying to get it ran up the trending page on the community scripts. It is a pretty cool little indicator. Essentially what the base version does is it gives you the Bollinger Band, the color bars, and the basis line here, the color changing basis line, along with your buy and sell signals and one take profit signal per buy or sell signal. Okay, so the advanced indicator gives you a lot more options. It gives you different different things that you can customize as far as specs. You can change the standard deviation, change the length type for the basis length. You can actually even change it to a VWAP versus a Bollinger Band as well. And then you get all kind of different things like take profit count additions and things like that, as well as a long period moving average and a long period moving average filter to help you get better confirmations of trends and really kind of what you should be trading at that time. But I'm going to kind of give you the basics of my day trading strategy. Okay, so it's not really that difficult. I'm a simpleton. I like to overcomplicate things though. But what this indicator does is it helps me keep things simple. Okay, and in my trading plan, this is a day trading plan. Let me mind you here. Okay, so this is strictly my day trading plan. So in my day trading plan, which is my short term in and out of the market, within that day, sometimes within just minutes, okay? These trades are based on the trend of the 1 hour time frame, okay? So when I come in here into the 1 hour time frame, I am going to be checking and seeing where we're at as far as our buy and sell signals, according to the Logical Trading Indicator. Okay, so currently, at the time of creating this, Bitcoin is currently in a sell signal. Okay, so what this is going to tell me and what this is going to guide me to do is to go into my lower time frames. I'll start in the 15-minute time frame. And I'll verify that we're in a sell signal here on the 15-minute time frame. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop down here into the 5-minute time frame, and I am going to be finding some sell opportunities. Like right now, we're in a shorting opportunity. We got a sell signal here on the 5-minute time frame. So this next candle move is really what's going to dictate what I do next. Okay, so because in times of consolidation, you can throw buy and sell signals within a quick range here, within the small range. I usually wait until it moves a little bit more. So yes, I may count myself out of some of the move, but that's okay. I'm not here to catch the top and the bottom of the moves. I'm here to make my money in the middle. It's just much safer and it's easier to do that way. It's way less stressful. All right, so if I were trading at this particular moment, I'm here live streaming with you guys. I am going to be essentially going short right now, and I would be waiting for the next either short take profit signal or the next buy signal. Okay, so the short take profit signal is a great place to go ahead and get out of your position, or just take, say, half of your position off the table. Occasionally I will do that, and then I'll ride the rest of it until the next buy signal. This is in case of a short. It's opposite for that of a long. So if I were to come over here to the 1 hour time frame and say I was in a buy signal, I would be looking to go long. Okay, so don't fight the trend. That is my number one thing with my risk management strategy, is don't fight the trend. Okay, now I am known to break my own rules sometimes, and that's where you have to have some self-discipline in these markets. You just have to be disciplined. Okay, and because, yeah, I'm the type of guy that all rules are made to be broken, including my own. But when I break my rules is generally when I'm getting wrecked out there in those markets pretty hard. So, case in point, don't trade against the trend. You will get your butt wrecked every time. Okay, now swing trading is a little different, and I will do a whole other video broadcast on my swing trading strategy. But for now, I'm just taking a look at my day trading strategy, because the 5-minute time frame can be pretty fast. All right, so when I'm in the 5-minute time frame, you're essentially looking to go short right now. So you would ride this short until it dropped down, until you get the next buy signal or take profit, like I said. You could also use these demand zones here as another target. Okay, so you can actually target Bitcoin to come all the way down to this 41,400 range. All right, that could be a good target. Or set your take profit to just above that, just in case the price doesn't come all the way to that demand zone, which sometimes it doesn't come all the way down. It may spike down, but if you set your take profit a little bit higher up, if you're wanting to do a, just a standard, take order, limit order on your exchange so that you can walk away from the trade and just let the trade play, that is actually another part of my risk management strategy. But that is my swing trading risk management strategy, not my day trading. My day trading strategy is when I'm in a trade, I'm in a trade, and I'm sitting here and I'm watching it through fulfillment. Swing trade, I will set percentages and then let that play. But again, I'll talk about that in another video. Because when you're day trading, you're in the moment. You're in the moment of the trade, okay? And that's where the excitement is at, especially in this industry. Watching those candles move can be a really exhilarating feeling, but it can also get your emotions running high. That's why I still depend on this indicator to basically tell me what to do, okay? Because when I start veering off from the plan is when things starts going pretty bad, and I am first to admit that I have made my share of mistakes. I've paid my market tuition. So I'm telling you how not to do things. So do not fight the trend, okay? You don't have enough money as a small retail trader to do any kind of major market movements. So it's best that you act like that little fish that rides along with the whales, okay, and eats on its back. That needs to be you, all right? So let the whales make the movements, and you're just riding along in the current with them. That's really all that needs to be done, and you will make money in these markets. But it's taking that discipline to continue to run with them is what makes all the difference in the world. It's all about the psychology, the emotions, and the discipline that you have as a person, okay? And that's why I love trading. It makes me want to be a better person. It makes me want to be a stronger physical person, mental, everything, okay? Because you are out there competing with some of the best in the world at this game. All right? This is look at it as a pro sport. If you're an athlete, or if you understand, sports, that kind of thing, whether you're you play fantasy football or or actual playing football, you want to be sharp in the knowledge of your game, okay? For me, trading is my sport. Trading is my video game. I love it, okay? And you have to have that built into your head. And it's taken a lot for me to realize this over the years, but I have found that the more I focus on managing my risk, protecting my capital, the stronger that I'm getting in my own personal disciplines, okay? All right, so back to the strategy here. All right, so sticking to that plan of trading with the trend, again, on day trading strategy, I focus mainly on the 1 hour, the 15, and the 5 minute. Now, I will occasionally go down into the 1 and 3 minute time frames. That's just if I'm bored and I'm really kind of just seeing like what's going on in that really quick succession. But sometimes these time frames can get a little messy at times. That's why I like the 5 minute time frame. It just helps keep me smooth. It helps keep me a little calmer than the average. All right. So if you would have gone in on this sell signal here, or at least on the next candle, somewhere around here, you'd be getting close to being in profit and watching this trade actually play out. Okay. So these indicators are really strong. So this is based on a Bollinger Band. All right. This one is currently set to a 15 period time frame. Okay. And the ATR, the average true range of this, is running at a 2 with a 4-bar length. Okay, so that's what these settings are set at, and this is the default setting other than the basis length. I've changed the basis length here, and then I have also added a couple additional take profit signals so that if this trade continues to run, it has the opportunity to give me some more take profit signals. So if I take half off the table on the first one, then I'll take half of the position, and I'll take the other half off of here, and then another half, etc. All right, half of what I have left. We'll just put it that way. All right. So with this, okay, now I can tighten this up. So I can come in here, say with the basis length, and we can drop it down. I like the 13 length too, because what this does is this now tightens up, and it can give you sharper buy and sell signals, okay, so that you can get in and out a little bit quicker. But it can also, when you're in market consolidation periods, which is what this white resembles, it can kind of throw you off a little bit. But this is actually my preferred setup here. But whatever the setup that you choose and whatever the settings that you use on the logical trading indicator, you just have to know that you have to trade with the trend. Okay. Now, if I get, say, we're here on the hourly time frame. Okay. If I get a buy signal and we're really close to these demand zones, so like if we're really close to resistance zone and I get a buy signal, I'm definitely going to wait on the next candle or so to tell me if this thing's going to try to break that resistance or if we're going to start getting rejected. If we start seeing signs of rejection, I am not going into that trade. Okay, so I'm going to drop into the 5 minute. I'm going to look and see where we're at. If it looks like we're going to bump our head on that resistance level, I don't go into the trade. I wait to see if it's going to turn around. So, especially with scalping, all right, it's like hunting. Okay, I'm a hunter. All right, I love deer hunting, turkey hunting, that kind of thing. Natural born meat eater. It just is what it is. I'm a redneck from the South. Trading is a lot like hunting. All right. You may let things go. You may let good trades go. But there's a reason for it. Either you missed the opportunity to take the shot, or you knew you were going to possibly miss that opportunity and you're going to wait for the next one. You're going to be a little smarter and you're going to let that little young buck go to wait for that 8 point or that 10 point to come around the corner. All right. So don't get premature with these signals. Make sure that the trade is actually going to be playing in that direction. And you can tell by the price action. All right. So if it's a bullish buy signal and then the next candle that comes in is starting to get squashed, like you're getting a lot of sell pressure, you might want to wait to see if the next one is either going to go down or go up before you make your move. If the second candle after the buy signal starts to go in that long direction, that's when you can go long. So I usually wait for at least one, if not two candles, if the second candle is questionable. All right. So I personally like to have 3 of the greens and 3 of the reds before I make my moves here. Okay. Now that would mainly be on the 5 minute time frame. Let's get back down into that real quick. All right. So I don't really like taking moves when the market is in consolidation. All right. So right now we can talk. We have a perfect example of what I was just talking about. All right. So we got the buy signal here, and that's because the price was above the basis line and had pushed up more than the ATR limits that we gave it. So it triggered a buy signal. But the reason I go in on the next candle or the next is because look what happened here. Okay, the price suddenly dropped after we got this buy signal and hit down and actually crossed below the basis line. That is not a long. That is not a good indication for a long. Okay, that's telling you that market's consolidating and it's probably going to be going a little bit lower. Okay, and you can see what happened with the next candle. It just kind of got squashed, and then the next candle we went into consolidation, dropped further below the basis line, and then we've just kind of kept going down ever since. It finally fired the sell signal with downward momentum. Listen to me. I'm trying to be smart here on this live stream because I'm not editing these live streams at all. So anyway, but you can see what happened. You went sell. We were under the basis line, and we've got the red momentum. All right. We've got that bearish momentum. So you could have taken this on this candle and you would be in profit right now. But where I would be careful on this is that we are selling into support. We're selling into a demand zone where there have been people that have demanded the price. Okay, so last time it came down to this level, it got bought up pretty quick and we went back up for a time. So it is now trying to find this level as support. So that may not be the best place to come in and try to short. Okay, so just because you have the three reds, the sell signal, the red momentum, and you're below the basis line, doesn't necessarily mean this is going to be a great trade. Now you could catch a scalp on here on that 5-minute time frame, and you would have made, 1.7% if you were doing a 10x long. If you were just scalp trading, you're not making anything. Like, that's not enough for me to want to go in, okay? And that's because I'm also watching these demand zones. So the Logical Trading Indicator Pro gives you these order blocks versus the version 1 indicator does not. All right, so it gives you these lines of support and resistance based off of previous points of pivoting, previous pivot points. All right, so these are actually really strong markers. So I would actually expect to see price to begin to consolidate and turn the other way. All right, so at this point, I am going to be going back and I'm going to be watching the 1 hour time frame. And you see here that we are in market consolidation technically. All right, so what happens with this momentum indicator on the Logical Trading Indicator is when the Bollinger Bands and the Keltner channels, which are similar, but when the Bollinger Band is inside of the Keltner channel, then you have these periods of consolidations. That's basically telling you the volatility is real tight. There's not a ton of movement going on in the market, not a ton of volume. All right, now when it leaves, if the Bollinger Band leaves on the upside from the Keltner channels, that's when you get the bullish momentum. When it goes south, that's when you actually have bearish momentum. That's when the price is getting kind of squashed down, okay? So it can have bullish and bearish momentum at different times in an uptrend or a downtrend. So that's why I don't let that be the only indicator that I use for these trades. All right, now you can see as this is working, price is continuing to go down. So let's go back down into the 5-minute here. Oh, and we have actually broken this point of support here. Now, this could definitely indicate that we're going to be coming back down here to this larger point of support. So this could actually be a really good long short to get into right now. This would actually be a very good short to get into right now. I'm kind of considering taking the short, but I have got to do some VPN action to do that. And I don't really want to do VPN action right now as I'm trying to live stream. So I'm going to wait for this to see what happens, because this could also do what it's doing and it could be getting bought up lower. Because what also can happen is that people put their stop losses down here. And that's what I haven't talked about yet, is my stop loss. And we'll get there. All right. So what I use for my stop loss is at least a 1% loss, okay, to get started. All right. Now, that will change as we get into the trade. Okay, so when I first get the trade going, I'm going to set a 1% stop loss. That gives it a little bit of room to move. Okay, but if it really starts to move the wrong way, then I get out. I cut bait. Okay, so that 1% loss gives me a little room to play with. Okay, now, right, so we'll take this short for example. If I would have gone in here, then I would have been setting my stop loss about right here. Okay, so about 42.89. All right, so that would have given me room to move. But as this started to move, I would have moved that stop loss into profit. So the further I gain into profit, the further I keep moving my stop loss. But I don't keep that same 1% percentage. I drop down then to about a 0.5% or 0.25%, depends on the time frame. All right, so with something like the 5-minute, I'm going to be actually using a 0.5%. All right, so that means if the price drops back up here to this point, it'll get out and I'm in profit. Okay, so it guarantees you that you're in profit. That's what a trailing stop loss does. So if I follow the price action with a stop loss, all right, so one, that's going to guarantee me, so once it gets into profit, that's going to guarantee me that I'm going to come out of the trade in some profit, okay? Not accounting for fees. Now, that is definitely something that you want to account for, especially if you are trading with leverage, all right? So you want to account for those trading fees. But I move my stop loss into a position to where it's going to be taking profit, all right? And then as the price moves either up or down, I'm going to move my stop loss to trail it, to follow it. Okay, so that if it moves back another 0.5%, it's going to close out of my trade and I'm going to take my money and run. Okay. Now, if it continues to go, I'm going to keep following it. I want to make as much money out of this as possible until I get a sell signal or a buy signal, the opposite signal, or a take profit on the logical trading indicator. Okay, so that's my risk management strategy. As I set originally a 1% stop loss, let it run. As it gets into profit, then I start moving my stop loss with the price. All right, and I try to stay about a 0.5% under it once it gets into profit. And it keeps going up, I keep moving my stop loss up, so that if I do get up and get away from the desk for whatever reason or another, I mean, we are humans. There are bodily functions that have to happen. You can't sit here all day. I got dogs that need to go out, that kind of thing. So if I am in a trade and I do get up, I've got that trailing stop loss that's going to protect me from losing money. And if it goes, then guess what? I made money. I'm done with that trade. And then I can come back in and start scalping for the next opportunity, or scouting for the next scalping opportunity. Let me get better at this as we go along. I promise. So essentially here, I am missing out on a pretty good short right now. This is taking a pretty big drop. If I was trading 10x leverage, that would have been a 7% gain so far. So that's how I run my day trading strategy. So I make sure I verify what the trend is here, the greater trend on the 1 hour time frame. All right. See that we're in a sell signal, so I'm looking short. All right. That's essentially what's going on there. So once I start looking short, then I'm finding these selling opportunities. The only thing, when I am looking short, when the greater trend is going short, these buy signals are basically a stop loss for me. All right. So if it doesn't hit my trailing stop loss and we end up getting a buy signal, I am cutting bait. I am out of the trade. Okay. So that's the way I look at it. When you're in a sell signal, the sells are your entries, the buys are your exits. When you're looking long, when you're in an uptrend, all right, the buys are your entries, the sells are your exits. Okay. So that's essentially it. It's pretty simple. Okay. Now, as you start creating your own strategy, then, if you're using the logical trading indicator or an RSI, MACD, whatever it is that you use for your trading strategy, Okay. Make sure you're setting alerts to keep you kind of in the game, because if you do get up and move away from the desk, you have an alert system. And that's what I have built in here with the logical trading indicator. Is I've built in an alert system here that you can choose any of these different um, indicators, or any of these different little functions here, to set an alert by. Okay, so if you get a buy signal, you can set an alert for a buy signal. You can set an alert for bullish momentum change. You can set an alert for bullish crossovers of the long period moving average, sell signals, short take profits, all this kind of stuff you can set signals for, so you can cater this particular indicator to your trading style, and help gain some edge in these markets. Okay. Now, I know there's a lot of other indicators and stuff out there, but this is just something I've been working on for a long time. Once I started learning PineScript on TradingView, I really just got into building the indicator that I wanted to use, that I wanted to build. Everything that I use, I wanted to put it all together into one big indicator, to give me everything that I need to analyze these markets and make strategic plays and to make some money, because I got tired of losing money just by guessing. So I let the indicator do the work for me, and then I can live life. I can get up. But when I'm in a trade, I generally try to stay aware of what's going on. I generally like being in the trade, versus, being up roaming around, because I have missed opportunities that way. And things have messed up. But that's what the alert systems are for. That's what stop losses are for. So making sure that you have that risk management strategy in play is essential. Okay. So again, my risk management strategy is a 1% stop loss. As we move up, say if I get 1% up in profit, I'm moving that up to break even. Okay. And then if we keep going, then it's a 0.5% stop loss from there. Okay, so I'll continue to follow it up from there. All right, a trailing stop loss. That's what this indicator is built around. The ATR is your trailing stop loss at that point. Once it drops below certain range, then it's going to call for that, for that opposite signal to fire. All right, so I hope you kind of get an idea of how I built this indicator to help me gain some edge in the markets, to help me make very calculated moves, and to take a lot of the stress and emotion out of my trading, because that is where traders get stuck. That's where I've seen people just quit and leave after even doing this for a few years and have made money, but they continue to lose money. It's all in their head. Okay. If you follow the indicator, it's not going to be right 100% of the time. It's really not. All right. Because it's still all based on your judgment. Okay. This thing can only tell you what the market's doing. It can't make the moves for you. Well, technically, you can get it to do that using the alert system, but that's a whole other subject that we're not going to get into right now, using bot trading. I still like to manually make my trades myself. Makes me still feel like I'm in control. But whereas the indicator is has helped guiding me down that path to make some gains and to earn a nice little living in this industry. Man, this trade is just rocking here. So far, you would have been 1% up. So if you were 10x leveraging this short, you would have been 10% at this point. So honestly, I'm missing out on some money just by sitting here telling you how I work my day trading strategy, because I don't want to be doing this and trading at the same time. I'm too ADD for that kind of stuff, and I would get stuck on a live stream with you guys while I'm trying to make my trades, and I would get lost. So it just is what it is. I can only do one thing at a time. So right now, I'm trying to make sure that you have the information that you need to go out there and succeed in these markets, and I hope you do that. All right, so that's going to be it for me for the day. I'm going to keep this around a half an hour. So come back hopefully tomorrow around the same time, around 11 a.m. Central Time. I'm going to try to do a little earlier, actually, but I'm going to be doing more of these live streams probably every day, just to get these videos done and out so I can get moving along with my day, and I'm not sitting around fiddling around with multiple takes and edits and that kind of thing. Keeps me accountable. So you guys have a great rest of your day. Get out there and trade logically. Be safe in these crazy markets and make sure, for the love of God, you're placing stop losses, because you don't want to get wrecked and lose your money. Because that's the number one name of this game, is protecting your capital. You want to protect your money before you can make money. That's the number one thing. Got to learn to defend before you can score. It just is what it is. So you guys have a good one. Whoop, I just knocked my mic. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Be cool, be real, always abide, and remember, trade logically. Peace out.